Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew, man? We back. We haven't did a Patrick CC in a while, right? Dang, that's crazy. But this time, we got the Unfunny TikTok comedian. Wow, that's harsh. They sold out a world tour. Now that's even more crazy. We got two crazy things in one. Well, three if you include TikTok comedian. That's a little. Damn, you gonna call me a TikTok comedian? God, that's a little harsh, right? The unfunny is already hard when you call yourself a comedian. Then to label me as a TikTok comedian, that's a little harsh.
Well, if that's where you started from and that's where people know you from, then...
Nah.
But I don't know. I don't know the
Like you told
backstory.
me about the dude yesterday. Dude said
Because that's not where he started at. I don't know him from that. So it's different.
This still could be harsh though, because a lot of people wasn't introduced to him by TikTok.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. You didn't hear me. I said I don't know his backstory though. So yeah, but let's get into it.
But have you ever heard of this guy before?
I haven't.
What?
I haven't. That's why I said I don't know his back. Like I don't know much about him.
I feel you. So how about this? Maybe we should check
his
out.
face looks familiar, but I don't know.
Maybe we do comedy reactions, so maybe we should check out some of his comedy if we possibly can and post it on YouTube. Not Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, make sure you check out the links in the description box
down below.
You already know where to go. Hey, we got the Patreon link in the description box. We got our other channel, Extra Dose. It's daily content. You know, some of the content we've been reacting to, people said we should put this. No, y'all go support both channels, bro.
Please do that.
Extra Dose, we giving you an extra dose of content daily over there on Extra Dose. So go show us some love and support. But if you enjoyed today's video and you would like to see us do a reaction to his comedy,
liking it with a thumbs up,
and we'll know that we should bring it to you, man. But with that being said, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see what's about. You ready? Oh, damn. My bad. I'm all over the place. Discombobulated.
This is 28-year-old comedian Matt Rife, who has seemingly exploded into fame overnight because of TikTok. He just sold out a world tour 10 days after announcing it. From now until the end of next year, every single one of his live performances is sold out. This level of dominance has not been seen in over a decade. However, Matthew Stephen Rife does not belong in comedy. Most iconic comedians are ugly. Okay, that was harsh. But in all seriousness, they typically represent the common man. This relatability creates camaraderie between the comic and their audience, laughing together on shared experiences and understanding. Although Matt is from a very small country town in Ohio, he doesn't represent the common man. He has perfect hair, a chiseled jawline, and follows no specific diet yet has the body of a male supermodel. Now the only real goal of being a comedian is to make people laugh. Whether you are a ventriloquist or dishing one-liners, if the audience laughs, you're doing your job. But one thing you'll notice is that a certain demographic likes Matt's comedy more than most. Women. From the words of legendary comedian Norm Macdonald, women are attracted to funny men, it is often said. This is not true. It only appears this way because women laugh at everything a very handsome man says, so this gives the very handsome men the idea that they are funny. When Matt got his teeth fixed, everything changed. He started noticing that more and more girls were showing.
What you say?
I said I know him.
I did.
I know him from that look though. I don't know why the other picture it just made. I don't know. He just looked totally different to me in my eyes. But I do know him now that he showed that.
Cause I'm gonna piggyback and just go somewhere else. So real quick. We have like a lot of conversation off camera about a vast variety of things. We always say, no matter what light you in, if you can fix your appearance a tad bit and tune it up, your viewership and your likability goes up, right? Like, cause we recently have talked about it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whether it be your smile or whether it be your clothes or whether it be your body, your shape, something about you. If you can fix up certain things and make yourself be more attractive, next thing you know, like attractability equals numbers. You know what I'm saying? The more people find you attractive, the more women, especially women, more times when women find you attractive and men want to be like you, your stock rises. And that's all it was for him. He fixed his teeth. He got in the gym a little bit, and voila.
Yeah.
That's all it takes for most people.
But yeah, I know though.
It ain't your content, because if he's considered unfunny, then it's not the content. It's a lustful women.
To his performances, swooning over him, sending him risky DMs after the show.
We would go to these colleges, and I would like walk out on stage, and for like the first 20 seconds, it's nothing but like girls like, "Oh my god, will you marry me?" Like just like cheering and stuff like that. Like only girls.
He admits that when the crowd has less women, he needs to be funnier to earn the audience's respect.
I don't know if you've heard this before, but they said that when you stepped on stage, people judge you in the first few seconds.
Yeah, what'd they say?
They said they didn't think they were gonna like you.
Dude, I get that
all
so
the time, right?
Often.
Because you look like Justin Bieber, yo.
Men, in particular, have a hard time enjoying Matt's comedy. You can see a perfect example in this clip of Matt doing crowd work, which is essentially when the comedian interacts directly with the crowd and tries to come up with jokes on the spot. It is the hardest and most unpredictable comic style, but Matt has it mastered. Rife is going back and forth with a young girl in the front row, but notice the guy sitting next to her. He isn't having as much of a good time as her.
Oh yeah, he worked at the college as well, and he went on to become a pilot in the Air Force. That's kind of cool.
He's like in the process. He's still got to graduate.
He's not even a pilot? So you haven't fucked a pilot.
You can see this guy doesn't find Matt as funny as the girl does. His eyes are fixated on the girl. His back is slack.
Well, ain't he talking about him?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, that's the reason why he laughed.
I don't know. I don't know.
If he's talking about, all right, let me just say, this is out of context from us understanding. Yeah. But if it is context of him talking about the guy, then hell no, the guy ain't gonna laugh.
Yeah, I'm
because
already
he feel like
when everybody, all eyes on me.
And you making the jokes about me, and I feel like the punching bag.
Yeah.
So a lot of people can't take it unless you have that comedy sense of humor yourself, where you like ha ha ha. Sometimes laugh and get the eyes off your head.
I know, right? But we don't know exactly who he's talking about.
We don't have the full context.
And his body is very closed. The girl identified this man as her friend. The poor guy probably realized that he is stuck in the friend zone, and he is jealous that Matt would be able to steal his dream girl at the drop of a hat. Okay. So does that make Matt unfunny, or insecure guys just jealous? Matt Rife is not funny and is a comedian for NPCs. Anyone think this Matt Rife guy is terribly unfunny aside from some slightly above average crowd work? I've tried to like him, but I just can't come around to it. I like my comics more disheveled. This very well could be the opinions of envious men, but it really does seem like his comedy is specifically designed for women.
And I just feel like younger girls are into too many dumb things, like things that don't even actually exist, like horoscopes. It doesn't matter who you are, Jesus could come back. Just... What's up, girl? Jesus Christ. And girls would still be like, yeah, we know. Your birthday's December 25th. You're a Capricorn. My ex is a Capricorn. Won't make that mistake again.
Girls also love his
Why Keaton? I'm sorry, but Keaton kind of look like... I know if I was a laugh, but that shit wasn't funny.
I don't know.
Because Keaton been in the game for a long time. Damn.
The mannerisms.
Babe, come on. Are you serious? Him? You're worried about him? Friends, this wouldn't be as awkward. I want you guys to know that right now. Y'all making it weird, okay? I'm just trying to get to know a lovely couple.
Stand-up comedy is definitely a male-dominated art form. A lot of men prefer a comedian who turns ordinary situations into intensely unrealistic anecdotes, one who tackles taboo subjects, self-deprecates, one who can skillfully immerse you into a story that is entirely fake but paints the picture so well that you can't decipher it from reality. Matt often reinforces the things that you already know about sex, relationships, and delivers it with a flamboyant tone, producing a combination of claps and laughs. Many people call Matt Rife this generation's Dane Cook, since Dane was very popular amongst women due to his looks, which is not an insult considering Dane Cook is the entire reason why Matt is who he is. On October 15th, 2009, 14-year-old Matt saw Dane Cook at the Nationwide Arena. That night, Matt decided he wanted to be a comedian. He crushed school talent shows and became the stereotypical class clown. He did keep his dreams of being a football player in his back pocket though. His college recruitment statement said, "I am a very dashing fast learner with outstanding heart, ambition, and instinct. I progress very fast as well. I personally feel I am college football material and I cannot see myself doing anything else in my future. God has a plan for me and I believe that play is to play football for college and then possibly play on Sundays. That Ohio education is very apparent in his letter, and he did not get a scholarship, so he decided to use Twitter to reach out to every single comedian stopping through Columbus, Ohio, hoping to get just 2 minutes of stage time. D.L. Hewley was the first comedian to ever give him a guest spot at the Columbus Funny Bone. Matt had just turned 16 and was 4 months into doing open mics. One other person that gave him a chance early on was Eric Griffin, who became a mentor for Matt. He took him around LA, showed him all the comedy clubs, and got him into circles with pretty big comedians early on. You see, at the time, Matt's gimmick was that he was this Justin Bieber looking boy who was performing for mostly black crowds. He doesn't say this was intentional though.
Intentional. I've been asked that a bunch of times, like, how did you find yourself in that kind of like market and audience? And I think it's just because like black comedians are more, they're more apt to sharing the spotlight or whatever. They're totally okay helping you out. I feel like a lot of white comics can be stingy. Like,
Eric Griffin described Matt's act early on as so black.
So black. Your act was so. It was like the blackest act, and then I knew it wasn't gonna go well.
You set me.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that because I have watched comedians talk about their story, like just content out. Like I don't even watch with you. I just be randomly watching some shit, right? And I'll say this from what I've seen, and it's a comedian we both have watched several times and laugh and think he's fucking hilarious. A lot of comedians, I'll say this, is they're afraid of someone who looks like them stealing their audience or stealing the fire from them. Mm-hmm. So think about it. If I invite a white kid on stage and I'm a big comedian, right? Mm-hmm. This little white kid is not gonna steal my thunder. You know what I'm saying? But if I invite a black 20-year-old that's trying to come up as a comedian, mm-hmm. and if they find him a little bit funnier than me, he can steal my thunder. Because now, you get what I mean?
So you don't agree with the part where he said that black comedians are more willing to help and the white ones are stingy. Yeah. And you think that you're saying that the black ones are willing to help him per se because he's a white boy.
Well, not.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, because it like at the end of the day, you ain't gonna steal my thunder.
You don't have to keep elaborating. Like I get what you're saying.
I ain't just elaborating for you.
I get what you're saying, and hopefully you explained it well. So hopefully,
because at the end of the day, that's where a lot of things. That's not even just with comedy, but that's where a lot of other avenues. A lot of people are afraid of someone looking like them, mm-hmm. putting them on because they can be stealing the spotlight from me. So I'd rather somebody who doesn't look like me, hey, because he's gonna do something different than what I can do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you.
It's hard to know exactly what Eric meant by this, but Matt has been criticized for wanting to be black for his entire career. This Facebook caption reads, "Just your average black teenager trying to look marketable. You feel me?"
Why do you hang out with so many black people then, huh? What do you want to be black? Fucking a little bit.
Obviously, these are just jokes, but there has been real discourse around his alleged blaccent. Mickey Kendall, an author and diversity consultant, says that blaccent is a term describing the fake accent racist and cultural appropriators use when they mimic black people. Nesenia Burton says that non-black celebrities are celebrated in entertainment for appropriating African American culture, especially our vernacular, while African Americans are either demonized or overlooked when speaking in black vernacular. Some people say that this is just how people from Ohio talk, and at first, Matt openly admitted to doing this.
Really growing up, and just with your comedy career in an urban club, you started like music cues. I'm like starting to talk black and stuff like that. I'm doing like mainly black room.
But then readdressed the controversy a few years later. I love when white people accuse me of having a blaccent. First of all, you can't sound black. Second, if my voice echoes a cadence or tone of a certain culture, that's due to my surroundings. My apologies for not living my life exclusively around boring, corny white people. He has also addressed the alleged racism in his act.
I'm not racist. If you look at the people who I hold closest in my life, the people I love most and would probably die for, you would see that they're black.
Because of comedians like D. Ray Davis and Finesse Mitchell letting him be a feature act for them in 2012, Matt was discovered by his then manager, Gary Abdo, who owned the Uptown Comedy Corner in Atlanta where Matt would spend all of his time practicing material. Comics who came to this club saw the potential in Matt. Mike Epps even took him on a short theater tour. This stint in the Comedy Corner wouldn't last long because one very important man became interested in Matt's comedy, Nick Cannon.
So, no. So, reason why I put on my phone, just wanted to explain to both of y'all. Because he's from Ohio. Yeah. And then they went through, he's mimicking the black accent thing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, what other white comedian possibly does that? One comedian popped in my head, and I'm like, his whole thing
Where is... Where you from? The one you talking about?
He's from Ohio as well.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, damn. I was like, hey, he from Ohio? Uh-huh. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Gary Owens.
I did. And I'm
wondering,
I did know
did
that.
he possibly look up to Gary as well? Because Gary's whole thing is being able to connect to black people. Mm-hmm. And being able to say, hey, I can relate to y'all. Mm. And Gary has kind of, you know what I'm saying, ridden that wave as well.
But that would be a good question. Like, if that's somebody, like, you know.
Because, like, let's say this, with Bill Burr, I think Bill Burr plays the bridge of he can kind of connect to both in different ways, like white and black people, multiple cultures, because he has, like, with the Harlem joint, mm-hmm. which was funny as hell. Also, we referenced it a lot with him talking about he learning about lotion and stuff, mm-hmm. and you know what I'm saying? Like that, and then, because he's also married to a black woman, so he's introduced to black culture mm-hmm. that way as well. So, I don't know. I'm like, I'm trying to see, like, who all did he idolize that might also look like him as well. Yeah. Besides, what's called?
For it to make sense.
Yeah. Because when I first was introduced to him on Wild 'N Out, he looked like a urban white kid.
That's where I was introduced to him at. Yeah. I know in the beginning I said, I do not know who this man is, but I do.
Because even though y'all saying like Justin Bieber, he does come off as like an urban inner city white kid, even though, you know what I'm saying, he's from Ohio and all this, but he still looks like an urban inner city white kid.
Wouldn't last long because one very important man became interested in Matt's comedy, Nick Cannon. Nick discovered Matt's talents in 2014 and added him to the Wild 'N Out roster for season 7. This was Wild 'N Out's 10-year anniversary and debuted to 4.4 million viewers, which is very high for 2015 TV standards. Nick Cannon's show has a history of giving promising new comedians a platform such as Cat Williams, Pete Davidson, King Batch, just to name a few. His Wild 'N Out status helped him land his first acting role on Disney XD's Gamer's Guide to Pretty Much Everything, and with his newfound fame and consistent paychecks rolling in, he decided it was finally time to fix his teeth, giving him a ton of confidence and making the girls lust him more than ever. However, one girl was not very fond of Matt. As if 2015 couldn't get any better for Matt, he finally got to meet and open for his idol, Dane Cook. Matt became a regular at the Laugh Factory in LA. He was added very consistently to big lineups, becoming a go-to host for acts like Chris D'Elia, Bobby Lee, Andrew Santino, Dane Cook, among others. This is common for comics to have a stretch of their lives just grinding clubs for years. Many people think Matt is just an overnight star, but he was very consistently doing stand-up alongside pros from 2015 until today, nearly a decade. In an unexpected turn of events, Matt was also asked to be the host of MTV's TRL during the 2017 reboot. TRL was a quintessential part of the early 2000s music scene and pop culture. It was one of the most important shows for an artist to go on when promoting a new record. MTV thought this reboot would have a stronghold on culture again. They were wrong, but it was more screen time for Matt and allowed him to make more connections in the industry. It seemed like Matt had everything going right for him. Opportunities kept falling into his lap, but there was still no explosive growth. It's likely because he was on TV at a time when TV was less relevant than ever, but his idol Dane Cook believed he would be a star. In 2019,
I really feel like MTV TRL could have had an opportunity to like really do something. Yeah. But I feel like they went too deep into the influencer thing. They wanted to bring on like DC Young Fly, him. What's the girl that popped on YouTube? Because I just saw her. I can't remember her name, but I remember her. She was like the face of YouTube at one point. I was like, but I feel like they went too much into the influencer lane instead of going out here and grabbing good talent. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time when we was introduced, like at our young age, watching TV and stuff, we was introduced to people on shows that we never heard of. They were just good at what they did. Like, think about 106 in the Park. Did nobody know AJ and Free? But we grew to love them. And then when y'all transitioned to Terrence J and Roxy, nobody knew them, but they were good enough to get the job and roll, and they developed their social life.
Right.
I don't think going in and getting people that's already recognizable on a large scale is always good. Now, if they've been grinding and working,
that's different.
That's different. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, so say for instance, somebody that's an influencer that's not real big, but you see some potential. Yeah. You're like, oh, they'll be good. But you just going out here grabbing superstar. Well, stars already of influencers
in a different platform. Yeah. Because they have this liking or whatever. This following.
Yeah. All right, most of them follow them online, not on TV.
Right.
Time when TV was less relevant than ever, but his idol Dane Cook believed he would be a star. In 2019, Dane had Matt as his feature act on his massive Tell It Like It Is tour. But opening for Dane Cook in 2019 is like a new rapper opening for Nelly or Ludacris. Sure, there's a large crowd, but most of the audience are there to reminisce on something that once was and not discover new talent. Plus, his gimmick was drying up. People used to laugh at his set almost in support of a kid trying to chase his dream. He was funny for a kid. He was now in his early 20s and he needed to be actually funny, especially looking like a supermodel. Dane, being the social media pioneer of comedy, tried to convince Matt that the only way to get to the next level is to use social media. For some reason, Matt was apprehensive, but after the pandemic, he had nothing else to do, so he finally launched his TikTok account. Most comedians in the past 3 years have heavily leveraged TikTok to help sell tickets. If they have a podcast, they will post clips of the podcast. Otherwise, they mostly post clips of them doing crowd work or experimental jokes that aren't going into their main act. Crowd work is extremely difficult, but Matt makes fun of girls left and right at his shows with ease.
The one-handed belt.
Take my belt off? If I do, will you hang yourself with it? I've never been more sure somebody's from Miami in my
He would often ask the crowd what their relationship status was, or ask women what are some red flags, aka warning signs they see in a guy.
Hold on, you said girl best friend? Have you met her? Yes. And you don't like this bitch? What's that?
We're not together anymore, so yeah.
Ooh. You guys broke up because of her?
There were a lot of reasons.
Okay, well then maybe don't put all the weight on her shoulders.
These segments can feel more like indulging in juicy drama of strangers' lives rather than comedy, but Matt's quick and witty responses make it worth it. Unfortunately, Matt's TikTok clips went relatively unnoticed for years. He wasn't that consistent, and TikTok was still in the era of short 15-second dopamine boost clips to keep people scrolling. Within that time, he even became a part of the TFIL YouTube channel. He released his very first comedy special on YouTube titled OnlyFans in late 2021.
That's what
I see everything he's doing. He's being smart.
Yeah.
And I address it at the end because this is good marketing.
Yeah.
It's marketing 101. And once you learn the marketing game for a lot of stuff, that's if you want to be out there
if that's what you want to do.
Yeah. If you want to be bigger than larger than life, his marketing scheme is 100% raw. And that's what a lot of people have done successfully. Not because of the content.
my first special, OnlyFans, I labeled it OnlyFans because I knew so many people were Googling if I had an OnlyFans, so it drove all the traffic to the special.
The smart marketing tactic gained him 1 million views in less than a year. As TikTok expanded their upload time limit to 3 minutes, then to 10 minutes, a lot of comedians felt confident uploading a longer segment that had all of the necessary context to tell their jokes. Plus, TikTok users proved that they don't just mindlessly scroll and actually tend to pay attention to longer content. Matt uploaded a 2.5-minute TikTok on July 30th, 2022 that went extremely viral.
How recently did you guys break up?
May.
Yeah, gotcha.
He didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything? He didn't do anything wrong or in life?
In life.
In life? Did he not have a job the entire time you guys were together?
He didn't.
He did? He worked in the ER also? You broke up with a hero?
This video has nearly 40 million views. From there, his back catalog and future videos got flooded with thousands of comments from women. So cute, and from Ohio. He's cute. This dude fine as hell, funny, and attractive. Unfortunately for these women, Matt does not love them back, because Matt has a type. He went into extensive detail on the type of women he likes on the Stiff Socks podcast. He said that they needed fake D-cup breasts, can't have a BBL, and this.
Oh, but sometimes you get a girl with a big clit and you're like, God, damn, I'm nothing. You just see,
I've seen it. I've seen it when I've been in the bedroom with a girl with a massive clit. I'm like, yo, that's pretty close.
Yeah, it's like, what am I supposed to f you or thumb wrestle?
Women on TikTok could not believe that Matt could be so crass. They were surprised to hear their sweet and humble king talk like a dirty pig. The backlash caused the Stiff Socks pod to delete the episode from their channel, but Matt has always been vocal about his type.
Matt has a thing where he likes old chicks. Why do you like old chicks? The last 4 you dated are always way older than you. And what do I always say? It's not gonna work. But you don't listen.
It's different this time. Okay?
It's different this time.
I like the maturity. I don't like going out to the clubs every night. I don't want somebody who wants to be at the clubs every night.
Matt likes older women, and a perfect example of this would be when one woman liked his set so much, she tattooed her lip in honor of him.
Stupid.
A horny middle-aged mom made him cookies and a shirt that read, "I came to Iowa and all I got was this t-shirt and a BJ."
It's like the perfect consistency, too. Oh my God. Thank you so much. What's your name? Christina, you are so hot. Thank you so much. Oh my God. How old are you? Say it. Say it.
Because of Matt repeating, "say it," this grandmother went and tattooed the inside of her lip with the words, "say it."
Say it. Oh my gosh. Well, did you ever say it, girl?
Y'all are pitiful.
What the world? Not say it.
See, you see this shit?
Baby, I thought it was something else. So, baby, that's better than what I thought it was. Cause, what?
She now almost has 1 million followers on TikTok. This interaction was the most viewed TikTok on Matt's page at over 50 million views. Now everything he uploads earns around 10 million views. His TikToks are arguably more important than his specials at this point. So he decided to do an entire crowd work special titled Walking Red Flag that absolutely exploded on YouTube. Often rappers and singers who go viral on TikTok have a hard time selling tickets to their live shows. For Matt, it's the total opposite. He announced his tour on June 5th, 2023.
I wish for a world tour, bigger than anything I could have ever dreamed of. And I want it full, sold out, with people from across the world who just want to come out, have a good time, and laugh.
His wish came true. Matt sold out over 150 shows all over the world just 10 days after the tickets went live. Every time he adds a new show, it gets sold out immediately. The only shows you can find tickets to are much larger venues, 5,000 to 10,000 seats. And he did this just 11 months after his first TikTok went viral. As much as Reddit trolls and angry men want to see his demise, everyone who has ever spoken about Matt publicly has said nothing but positive things.
That's why Matt Rife making it doesn't, it makes me happy.
Yeah.
It makes me go, you know what, that kid deserves it.
I'll be real, I hate Matt Rife, okay? Fucking hate him. Look, here's the thing, Matt, like, he's super funny, and he's like the most beautiful man alive, and then on top of that, like, he's the sweetest person I've ever met. Like,
most dudes that look like that are not that funny.
Yeah, and most dudes that look like that are women. I love Matt. It's awesome. It's awesome to see anybody doing well.
Rife is our boy, kind of.
Right, yeah, we're big Matt Rife fans.
He's a friend of the show.
I think he gets an unfair amount of hate.
At the end of the day, if Matt Rife makes you laugh, then he's a good comedian. But calling him the Dane Cook of this generation is definitely accurate. But you'll have to watch my video on the most hated comedian of all time to see why.
Now, do I understand why people say he's not funny? Yeah, I see it. I see it. But it's at the end of the day, because when I think about comedy, the reason why you really think about comedy most of the time is because it's directed towards men. You know what I'm saying? Most comedy is directed towards to make men laugh, and not necessarily women. Like most comedians aren't going up there thinking, all right, let me make jokes about, especially the top ones.
Let me cater my jokes directly to women to make
He went in the market of, all right, that's an untapped market, right? Especially right now, it's an untapped market. Really, who's the biggest young comedian right now? We can't really say. Nobody's gonna agree totally on one name, like they used to do back in the past, when like in the 90s and early 2000s, everybody knew who was up next. This the next guy. We don't have that right now. So he's like, all right, there's no young guy, right? All right, there's an empty lane because nobody's catering directly towards women. All right, let me what like. Let me go in and market it directly towards that. Okay. Also, let me bridge the gap between, you know what I'm saying, with a little bit more urbanness to it. Then once also, people fail to realize one thing he's doing. He's networking well. Mm-hmm. He's really networking. That's the biggest thing I'm seeing him do.
It started pretty early.
Yeah. So. He's building connections with those that a lot of people can't walk in a room and introduce themselves to. So he's networking even at an early age with the likes of D.L. Hughley. Mm-hmm. Only thing he did that most people fail to do is reach out. Yeah. Because a lot of people would be like, man, they ain't gonna respond back to me. So what's the point of me wasting my time? Yeah. But you won't know unless you try. And I was finna go somewhere, but I said, let me not do that. Let me not touch. Cause I was gonna talk about some comedians that we personally know, but I'm like, I ain't finna do that.
Oh, yeah, that's not
hey, well, or lack thereof is comedian. Yeah. Let me say lack thereof. Comedy comedian. Right. But, and then after he realized something, he was like, all right, let me go in the gym. Especially, I'd say this, when quarantine happened and all that happened, a lot of people started trying to think outside the box and utilize social media for what it was because nobody had an opportunity to do nothing. Fact. You know what I'm saying? So his marketing is simply, I worked out, I fixed my teeth because that was the biggest. Because I'll say this: if he didn't get his teeth fixed, I doubt he'll be who he is now. Okay. A lot of times, he worked on his image.
He worked on his image,
and when he go and talking to the mic, his goal is not to make the room laugh. His goal is to make every woman in the room laugh. He don't, from what I see, he don't give a fuck about the men in the room. You show up with your girl gonna be laughing. You might not find the jokes funny, but I'm not trying to cater to you. And what I always say to you are all times when it comes down to it.
What?
Well, I don't know if I always say to it. I know I have brought it up to you before.
Just say it.
But your goal is to entertain women.
Oh, okay.
All the time. Because my thing is, if you can make women laugh or you can entertain women, men have no other choice but to turn on what the woman likes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If the chick say, hey, I want to go to this concert real bad, I'm going to go with you. You're going to be like, fuck it. I got to get to know the dude some type of way so I'm at least understand it. Mm-hmm. Like, even when it comes down to music, I always say this about every music person. The goal is to make all the girls like you and all the dudes want to be like you. That's the reason why those of like Drake has always been successful. Drake caters to making the women love the song, and he'll throw in some hood shit every now and then to make the dudes like his ass. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, all I gotta do is get y'all to like me a little bit, but the women love me. Yeah. No matter what, they're gonna play my shit at the parties because the girls gonna want to hear it, and y'all guys ain't got no other choice. Yeah. If you try to cater solely to guys it's hard. Because girls ain't gonna want to hear that shit, and they gonna be like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Mm-hmm. And women, when they talk, they are gonna annoy you till they get their way. Mm-hmm. So you gotta. But my only like question to it, or like kind of debacle to it, is how long would this last? You get what I mean?
I mean, that's a good question. You can really never put a time on like things like this or whatever, but. There's gonna always be somebody lusting, like people, because that's what, when you think about it, that's what it is. It's a lot of women lusting after, even if they're young or old. That's what he got working for. Yeah, young, middle age, old, whatever the case may be.
Because once he hits that like 35, 36-year-old range, those older women gonna be older and they ain't gonna be looking as good as you think they looking. So then you got to be like, damn, all right, I don't want the grandmas for real. Because a 40-year-old woman saying she a grandma, she still look a little attracted to you at the age of 28. But when you get that 30, and when she start hitting 50, you looking like, all right, shit started to sag now. That ain't what I really want. I need to go get some young tenderonies. Now your whole style has to switch up. Because that's kind of what Dan Cook is. Yeah. He's 100% trying to cater to the younger women, because we reacted to the other video.
Yeah, we did.
But my whole thing is, at the end of the day, how long would it last? And he's smart with it.
Well, I'll just say instead of like, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I guess I won't really focus on how long it'll last. Just
use it while you got
what you're doing and capitalize off of it. It's working for you, and
I agree.
And if it starts to like dwindle down, then go on to the next thing.
And hopefully, my thing is, by the time it does start working for you, you already got money and you already doing other things elsewhere.
Invested here and there.
So you ain't got to be taking that stage.
Right. So,
like use it up while you can. Like make it work for you.
Be who the I don't know, the manager dude, you have some people under your belt, because it's always going to be younger people coming up, idolizing, someone and wanting to do what,
and the game is to elevate. The game is to elevate, not to stay in the same position.
So,
you know what I'm saying? He might have his own wilding out one day.
Who knows? So,
like, that's the game, is to elevate. But he's smart, though. Take advantage of it, man. You young. You did what a lot of people can't do. You got in the door. Like, at the end of the day, if it ain't making money, it don't make sense. Mm-hmm. So, if it making money, it makes sense to me. Hell, use it. Yeah. I fuck whoever thinks it ain't funny.
And you'll always be unfunny. You'll always be unfunny to somebody. Everyone's style of comedy or whatever the case may be, whatever it is that they're doing, it's not going to always appeal to everyone. Yeah. Like, find your people, stick to your people, and cater to your people. Yeah. And because
even like we used to react to a bunch of comedy, we gravitated to learn and like new people that we thought we would never like. And our comedy style at the end of the day is totally different. We even discussed that before. We like stuff.
We like the same thing, but I think I like
certain things more than I do.
More than you do.
Yeah. And that's just what it is.
It's just what it is. Like, it works. I mean.
Again, like with Matt Rife, if it making money, it makes sense, bro. Yeah. But just don't be like Dan Cook and get caught up in some financial bullshit.
Just be smart. Whatever you do, like,
money,
be smart. Yeah. Like, because people do get caught up in the
financial and trying to live this lifestyle like it's going to be forever.
Just definitely be smart with it.
Yeah.
But hey.
Teach his own. That's all I say, man.
Yep.
But hey, man, make sure y'all spam us up in the comments. Please y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it in the comment section down below, man. But as always, I do go by the name DJ Kid. This is. We are.
Had to go and get it. Ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. No